Hello and welcome to another episode of the Not For Nothing podcast. We are live today from New York City. Happy to have my bestie Natasha back on the East Coast. Today we're going to kick things off by talking about our siblings, but going a little bit deeper than our siblings. I want to talk about the friends of our siblings and then their siblings.
It's complicated.
Very.
There's kind of this like social pressure.
Extreme social pressure.
And sometimes it works out so beautifully. Like my sister has best friends who their siblings are some of my closest friends too. But then I remember in my youth, so many like awkward interactions where you're like, cool, so our siblings are friends. So
right.
Should we have a play date?
Right. And then of course there's like your sibling's friend and then their hot brother.
There's always a hot
brother. There's always a hot brother.
who is not just hot, but usually like has some sort of mental situation.
Oh,
like
I don't
damaged.
know. I was going to say skateboarder, but I guess the two things are like equated.
Not mutually exclusive. All of those things are skateboarder, usually hot and usually mentally ill.
Exactly. One of my very best friends and it's funny because I think that these relationships, like there's a fine line to the point where they become family friends.
Yeah.
Because my sister's best friend growing up in elementary school, they were best friends until middle school, went to separate schools. They kind of grew out of each other, you know? And then in high school, she was in band with me. And then I became best friends with her.
So there was a cross-generational...
Yes. A switch off. Yeah. I inherited my sister's old best friend who they kind of outgrew each other. And then became my best friend, which is now like a forever sister family friend, you know?
That's so interesting. I don't think there are friends of my sibling's friend's sibling that I wasn't friends with when I was younger and now as adults have become friends with them.
Interesting.
Which is really fun. But I don't think I have any, I'm like close-ish with my sister's friends, but I don't think I would hang out with them without her.
Well, I think at you know who I would hang out with is my best friend's siblings. Without them. But I feel like only in the case of they've made it to family friend.
Yeah.
And now I'm so close with the whole family that like I'm down to attend their family events.
Yes.
If my friend can't make it.
That's cute.
Yeah. Like I've been on vacation. Like, for example, I've driven home from PA with like just her dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I think that, yeah, it depends how close you get. But then
parents,
the siblings.
Yeah.
We're talking about siblings of...
But the parents are also interesting. In our older age, I have not become friends, but I will see my friends' parents without my friends.
Oh, that's interesting.
Not on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But like we're not hitting each other up. But like, for example, when I was in LA, like if any time my friends' parents were in town, like they would see me, which was kind of funky because I was like, that's
a special relationship.
Parents,
that's like almost like a godparent relationship.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because you're like, I guess I can tell you more than my own parents.
I do have a question. Is that friend an only child?
No.
Wow. Okay, that's shocking to me, but also very sweet.
And I feel like easier because they're just used to having multiple kids.
Right.
They're like whatever,
just
you're
around. Yeah, one of the pack. Wow, love that. But so I can't say that I've had any like relationships with my siblings' friends' siblings though.
My siblings' friends' siblings.
Yeah.
Like personal relationship?
Yeah. Friendships. Have you garnered any friendships out of that?
I think so.
Yeah.
Wait, so your sibling?
Yeah, this is like where we started. So we're going full circle now.
Okay.
So your sibling.
Yes.
Their friends.
Yes.
Siblings.
You're saying you are not friends with them?
No, I can't think of a single person.
No, I have a few.
Really?
Like, for example, my roommate in college was the little sister of my sister's best friend.
No way.
And is also now one of my best friends. But, like, we weren't that close when we were younger.
Wow.
And then in college, we were, like, independent from our sisters and got to, like, re-meet again as just individuals. And really enjoyed each other's company.
Wow. I'm surprised.
Minus the pressure of, like, our sisters
families
being, like, so tight.
Yeah. Wow.
So it happens.
That. Yeah.
But it kind of makes sense
I'm
because
seeking that out.
if you trust your sibling.
Yeah, which I do with all my heart.
I trust my sister. So I'm like, yeah, your friends would be good people. So hopefully their siblings would be good people.
Right. Yeah, I love that. I'm actually, I'm looking at my sister's friends right now and I'm like, I'm ready for some new friends in my circle. Bring them on. I'm about to do like a friend speed dating with
You're just gonna poach?
I'm poaching actively. I'm willing to let my sister poach too.
And my sister does too. Like she's friends with some of my friends and like we'll text them and stuff like that.
Like it's nice to have that separation, that little removal of, they know each other, but it's not someone you would hang out with on a regular basis.
Yes.
Like you wouldn't mix your friends with your family that often.
No.
But if your siblings are hanging out with each other, that's a whole new friend group.
Yeah.
And they can have their separate secrets and chats.
Yeah, that's where it gets funny is like when I hang out with my sister and her friends.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we're the younger siblings there.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want us, even in our like
adulthood
30s. Yeah. Like, they're like, no, don't say it in front of my sister. And I'm like, Sarah, like I know what you're up to.
Right. Exactly. There's no more secrets.
I know you've kissed a boy before. Like it's okay.
Okay. Another thing I wanted to talk about unrelated is silk pillowcases.
Yeah.
So I had to get a haircut a few days ago.
And I'm proud of you.
I had to. Like it was at the point I was walking around like a rat. Rat.
How long did you wait in between?
I'm not going to lie. I've been getting regular trims, but it's just
so good.
Thank you.
You're so adult.
But my trims are like truly a half an inch and my hair grows an inch a month.
Wow. Yeah, no, I go like once a year maybe, and it's
really?
like it's so much dead that they end up having to cut so much.
Because I don't want the big chop.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's like I'm avoiding the big chop by getting regular trims.
I know. I mean, that's what they say to do.
I thought it was like a rumor.
Me too.
But it's not.
I was like, what a great way to make money.
Exactly.
Tell me that I need to come back frequently.
The good thing is I'm already going back frequently because my gray hair is so out of control. So anyway, back to the original topic. Yes. Silk pillowcases, like they'll say, get a silk pillowcase, it'll prevent breakage. But I have a PSA.
Okay.
Silk pillowcases are not for sweaty sleepers. They're not.
I would accept that, mostly because it brings back to my favorite topic, which is how many times a week are you
changing
washing?
Your pillowcase?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know how you wash silk.
How do you even dry silk?
I think it's dry clean only.
No
so
way.
Here's the follow-up. I think a lot of silk pillowcases are actually satin.
Yes. Well, satin is like,
which is worse.
Polyester, right?
Like, and that, like, if I were
synthetic fabric.
That I don't know if others have experienced this, but wearing satin and sweating, it's like it's the worst smell.
It's swamp ass on your head.
And we were just talking about this earlier before we started recording, but like this East Coast humidity is really making me re-break out all over again.
It's year round.
And I've been having to wash my pillowcases like, no, still once a week. I'm like, that's still already a lot.
More than once a week is like just
OCD.
Exactly.
No, then it becomes worrying. Obviously, if I got sick or something, I would do it more, but I'm still at once a week.
Exactly. Once a week is more than enough. I would say
more than enough. Because you flip it a few nights.
You do.
But I want to get into the silk pillowcase. I understand that I didn't know that it was for breakage. I thought it was more for like frizz.
I guess it also could be for frizz. Like if you have your hair done and you want to wake up with it done.
That's my biggest issue.
Let me tell you, it would be a big issue for that because I would wake up the next day having sweated my hair out.
That's what happens to me every morning.
Exactly.
Like,
imagine it on
blown
silk.
Out. Give me like until tomorrow morning. I'll wake up and there's gonna be like a curl here, a curl there.
100%.
Like, curls everywhere.
Sometimes this is kind of disgusting, but like sometimes when I straighten my hair, like the way my hair is blown out right now, but sometimes if I straighten my hair, I'll wake up when it looks like this and it's almost like a blessing. Because I'm like,
I didn't sweat too much.
That means I got the beachy waves for free.
That's what I used to do in high school. I used to straighten my hair at night because I liked the way it looked in the morning.
You got a free wave out of it.
Exactly.
So yeah, I say no to silk pillowcases. Even a few years ago, I went to the hair salon and she was like, are you realizing that half of your hair is not growing and the other half is? And I was like, I didn't realize it, but now that you mention it, there's like a dramatic difference. It was like down here versus up here.
It's crazy.
And she's like, yeah, like you're obviously sleeping on that side. And I was like, wow, there must be so much breakage from me sleeping on that side that I do need a silk pillowcase. My sister gifted me one for Christmas one year. Because we don't celebrate Christmas, but she's trying to make fetch happen.
The winter holidays.
Exactly. For solstice.
Yeah.
And I used it once, and I can't say I know where it went after that. Like, I can't say that I washed it. I can't say that I threw it out. It just disappeared from
it's probably
humanity.
Like on Gemini's stuff.
No. It's like, this was like houses ago, like many apartments ago. And I'm like, it's just gone.
It didn't travel with you.
I didn't need it. I don't want it. And I'm sorry if it was expensive.
I wonder if there's like a hypoallergenic type. I don't know. I understand how it works. I just unfortunately don't think that for the amount that I sweat during my sleep that it'll work. It's
impractical. It does more harm than good.
But I do want to start looking into, and I mostly do buy these kinds of sheets, the like crispy ones so that it's like more cooling.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
I kind of want that.
Yeah, that's what I have. But I also want to look into like the cooling pillows.
I have used a cooling pillow.
And does it work?
100% it works.
I think that mixed with a silk pillowcase could be an iconic combo.
I guess they would balance each other out a little bit, but not enough, in my opinion. The appeal of a cool pillow, I can't even tell you. You need one. I actually need one as well. I haven't had one recently, and I want one. I think they have at Costco.
I think our next step for hair, and this is what I've been deep into the bonnet TikTok.
Really?
But I think that's like the true way to protect your hair.
I'm not willing to wear a bonnet to bed. I'm not.
Knowing me, I have a feeling I'm going to find it on the other side of the room in the morning.
I've done it before.
I find all my clothes in the morning, like my pillows there, my blanket. I'm like, I don't know what happened.
I know. But I'm a different person. I'm like a werewolf at night.
I might do it. I might like put a GoPro in my room and see like what happens.
You're like literally being possessed every single night and you don't even know it.
I don't know if this ever happened to you, because sometimes I'm like, my muscles are like sore. I'm like, I must have been doing some bicycles like in my night.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Have you been sleeping well at night?
No.
Why?
I feel like since moving and stuff, I'm like still in a new place, and like I haven't been getting into like my flow correctly. I've also in LA was highly influenced by the workout girlies, which I was so against for so long, but let me tell you.
Did it put your sleep on schedule? It makes your sleep
so much better if you like do one of these like crazy hot yoga classes.
Do you have a gym in your building?
There's like a gym area.
Okay.
Which is
like
cool.
A little, like a bike or something in there. That's cool.
And I've been going a few times, but it's hard to get motivated.
Of course.
But
especially by yourself.
Yeah. But that's so good for sleep. And I just haven't been doing it. And I've been eating really late, which is just terrible. Yep. And so I've just been going to bed at like 3 a.m., which is crazy.
Dude.
Which, if anybody knew me in LA, like, trying to reach me past 9 p.m. was impossible.
That's so true. I'm actually very surprised to hear that.
Like, I was always just asleep so early.
Do you feel like you have, like, perma jet lag, too?
Yeah. And I just think we're reaching a certain age where we have to be so functioning during the day and, like, swallowing so much of our anxiety and stress that it's just coming out as, like, evening
creeps
insomnia.
Up on you at night. Yeah, it's like a night terror.
Yeah, which I used to have that, where it was like I could fall asleep really easily, but I would have like nightmares all night.
I've been having so many nightmares at night.
Are you eating garlic?
Yeah, but I'm always eating garlic. It's like nothing's changed with that.
It's like a French old wives' tale.
Really?
That garlic gives you nightmares.
I think that I am developing a caffeine sensitivity. I'll be honest with you.
It's embarrassing. Me too.
It's embarrassing, and I also think it's age.
I'm like scared to think about it. I'm gonna have to start drinking decaf. Yeah, because I love the taste.
Well, I've been drinking half calf.
How do you order that?
Half regular coffee, half decaf.
And people like know that when you're ordering it?
Yeah, like you don't have to say half calf. You can like go ahead and explain the whole thing and make it like super clear for them, because okay, I did work I worked at an event space years ago when I was in college.
Yeah.
And they were like, listen, if someone says decaf, give them decaf. If someone says coffee and we have nothing but decaf left, give them decaf. Because you don't want to give someone a heart attack, but you can give someone who's asking for coffee a decaf and they won't fucking know.
And the same way about weed, I do believe there's like a terp aspect. Like a coffee, like sometimes I won't even have the full coffee, but just having the taste
Mhm.
kind of like jolts me and gives me like
Oh,
a little
yeah.
serotonin.
I agree. I do agree with you completely.
Like I just need a little,
Like your brain associates it with being caffeinated,
exactly,
being up.
like just give me
100%.
like 1 or 2 sips and it'll get me going a little bit.
My new rules for coffee, and I'm having a coffee right now.
Which I'm
it's
so surprised.
same. It's only 12:30 right now, noon, middle of the afternoon. I'm having a coffee and I probably will regret it.
I know, that's why I didn't have one. I'm drinking iced tea, which is so surprising because we
Like,
used
why?
to have maybe like 4 or 5 coffees a day.
Exactly. And I also think it could be sensitivity. Like, definitely nightmares, I think, are coming from me being wired on caffeine.
Yeah.
I've slowed down a lot on weed.
I think that combination,
Huge
the
changes.
slowing down on weed makes you so much more sensitive to caffeine.
100%.
Which is, I've also been like slowing down on flour specifically just because, like, as I was saying, like I'm in a new place and I've just been feeling really paranoid.
Yep.
Just because I don't like know my neighbors. I
Yep.
don't even, I was telling Sarah, like I get lost so much in my neighborhood just because I don't even know which street I'm going on. And so I'm disoriented. And so I've just been slowing down on flour. And so I think the coffee, like the combination is just crazy.
It's a lot to take on at once. It really is.
It's
the slow down and then the, like, also, like, let's, to be frank, both are definitely habitual for us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So even the comforts of being able to smoke or being able to just grab a coffee are so second nature to us that changing that habit is like, it's just throwing my body for a loop, for sure.
It's so different. Like I feel like I'm a different person sometimes.
Right?
I'm like,
it's weird.
Why am I so like aggressive in class?
Exactly. Like, is this what it feels like to raw dog life? For real? Like,
I love those TikToks that are like, I just realized my partner like doesn't smoke, doesn't drink coffee, and is just raw dogging life. And I'm like,
crazy.
That's absolutely nuts because I'm on like pharmaceuticals and medicinals.
Right. And herbals.
Like I'm on all of the things.
It's freaking crazy. Okay, let's see. I wanted to also discuss, this is a great weed topic that was brought in from one of our good friends and listeners. Why don't you kick it off?
Alyssa has the best
She's
topics.
The best.
We've been having, so like in my quest to reintroduce flour into my life, because I do really enjoy it.
Of course.
And
who doesn't?
Yeah, I mean, some people, but
unfortunate.
I think it's really about like the set and setting. And so I've been going on these like walks at night, which is I'm trying to get my steps in. So
good for you.
So it's like good. It's like I'm trying to move my body. And so I've been having these like long phone calls with her at night, like while I'm on these walks. And she was asking me this question because she went to a sesh the other day and felt that she offended the cultivators or trappers, because who knows if they were really cultivators. And they were showing her some like, I forget what they were calling it, like some yuzu bullshit. And she was like, so this is just another runtz, right? And they apparently got so offended. And so she was asking me how to not sound like an asshole if you're asking if it's just another lemon cherry gelato.
I do have a good answer for that. And I've used this with people who I'm very comfortable with.
Yes.
Especially, like, and I do think that that's one of the exceptions here. I'm using it with people who I'm comfortable shopping with, but also who understand that I'm an educated shopper.
Yes.
I say, instead of just calling it runtz or lemon cherry gelato, I'm saying, like, be honest with me. Is this just sweet? You know, is there like I start talking about the actual flavor profile. Yeah. Where I'm like, is this just ultra sweet? Is there anything like exciting about this like terpene profile that I'll be able to pick out? You know, like, is there any citrus in this? You know, like, and sometimes by your eyes, you'll be able to tell. Usually if it's green with like a little bit of purple and like frosty, dense nugs, like runtz. But not always.
No, sometimes it's just similar, or it could just be like a gelato citrus.
Yeah, but again, like, I'm not looking for that anymore.
No,
and I
exactly.
think that's what she means. I think it's about, is it overwhelmingly sweet? Is there anything exciting that I haven't tried recently that I'm going to get out of this?
It's that combo of sweet and citrusy.
Yes.
Which is objectively, and that's what I was telling her. I was like, it's crazy that people really get offended because it's objectively a great strain. Like, there's a reason people love it.
Yeah.
There's a reason there's a demand for it. It's a great baseline. But if you're presenting as something new and exciting, like
Right.
I want something new and exciting.
And if you're just renaming a strain, shame on you.
Yeah, and if you're getting offended by the way I'm asking, especially because I'm a woman asking, it's a good sign to be like, maybe I won't purchase your renamed runtz.
Yep. On the bright side, I do want to talk about an exciting strain one of my friends, Mike, is growing in Jersey. Small batch Jersey grown.
Love that.
I am hoping he sticks with this name. He is doing a cross between Sour Diesel and Cold Snap.
Classic.
Crazy. I love Cold Snap.
Yeah.
It's super mentholy. And I was like, oh, I love this shit. I'm like, it's going to taste like a fucking Newport. He goes, maybe I should call the strain Newport 100. And I think he should.
I think that
what do
would
you
be
guys
fun.
think? I think that would be a lot of fun.
I think that would be really fun.
I think New York, New Jersey, I think the tri-state area
Yeah.
is ready for Newport 100. And
I love a sour diesel.
same. It usually gives me a little bit of a headache, to be honest.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited to see what it would be like mixed with the cold snap.
Yes. And it's bizarre, right? Because you know how peppermint oil is supposed to help with migraines?
Yeah.
So I wonder if like the terps in the
Would
cold snap will
balance.
literally balance it out.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to see what he comes up with.
But I think moral of
the
the story is that if anybody seems offended or weirded out by you asking questions about the lineage, walk away.
And the answer probably is that they don't know.
And that's the worst part. If
it
they
could be
don't
a random
know,
clone, a random bag seed.
if they don't know, then that's like a big red flag.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also been in the situation where like I'm at a dispensary or something and the budtender will say, yeah, it is just another cross.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the honesty, and it doesn't automatically mean I don't want it.
Right.
Because I do love a runtz.
And help me find something that I do want. Like I am still willing to spend good money here.
Exactly.
I just want to.
I just don't want to be lied to.
Exactly. I love that.
And I think there should be more transparency in like talking about what your crosses are. Like
Agreed.
this whole era of the secret crosses and the specific custom names and stuff, it's boring, it's old, and it feels like a lie.
At the end of the day, I think people are just not that great at pheno hunting when they think that they are. Hate to say it, hate to be that person, but not everyone has the nose and the palate to be a really great pheno hunter.
No, and people who are cosplaying as such are more annoying.
Very, very annoying.
Like this is a topic for another episode, but especially when like celebrities are like presenting as like doing pheno hunting, I'm like, you're really not. You're smelling and tasting what a distro has on hand.
Yep. Very disturbing.
And you're not pheno hunting. And it's honestly a disservice and like disgrace to the people who like in history have literally committed so many felonies to like bring seeds back from different places outside of the United States.
Yep.
In order to like even Frenchie Cannoli.
Yes.
R.I.P.
Shout out Frenchie. Yep.
But like he literally could have gone to jail for his whole life if anything were ever to happen. And he like brought hash to the US, like not alone, but like in part, and like really did an effort on educating and stuff like that, versus some of these boys are just like, yeah, I'm flipping this pound, let's just call it
random bag
yuzu,
seed.
whatever.
Exactly. Whatever's a trend. Oh my God.
There is a actual good yuzu strains out there.
There are.
It's just a lot of people are like,
the yuzu we liked was
was it Ted's Buds? Which I'm not gonna
I don't
lie.
actually think it was Ted's Buds. It was shit, I can't remember.
Dub's
the name.
Garden.
Dub's Garden.
Dub's Garden.
I like that yuzu.
Yeah,
I
they
thought
generally have good stuff.
it was actually, there was a savory taste to it.
It wasn't a lemon. It was
exactly.
a yuzu.
Exactly. So,
but now I'm seeing yuzu used as just another way of
another word
of lemon cherry.
Controversial opinion. Well, maybe not controversial, actually. I think this is going to be the new wave. Speaking of yuzu, and speaking of using...
Oh, I can't wait for this topic.
Using Asian names
oh my God.
to name things, okay?
The hentai, all of this stuff is just...
I want to talk about pet names.
Oh, pet names.
If I see another sushi, another dog named Sushi, if I see another dog named Mochi, if I see another dog named I don't know. God
Suki.
fucking knows what.
Have you been seeing this?
I haven't seen a Suki.
There's all this talk about how like Suki Waterhouse and stuff like that are just
like, what the fuck is going on? Can you stop just like literally borrowing from a culture that's not yours?
Yeah, and it's
like no shade if you
so
have like
prevalent in weed.
Boba.
So
like
many.
like what?
I know a boba dog.
Like enough is enough.
I also do know a mochi dog.
Me too.
I mean, not personally, but
like a lot. There's a lot of them.
Like, we
there's
don't text, but
but I pet here or there.
I've met them.
And that, no shade to anyone. Just rethink it for your next pet. Like rethink it. It's also
just like there needs to be a reevaluation of the cultural appropriation happening in this country all around.
Like, what made you name your dog that?
Literally.
Like literally give me literally one reason.
What's your sister's dog's name again?
Panko.
Yeah, I thought that one was so funny.
That's like one of the most unique names ever. I'll be honest.
Like a
he's a toy poodle,
and he looks like breading.
He's literally like ginger, so he's orange and he literally looks like a piece of fried chicken.
It's so funny.
So panko breadcrumbs. He's
I love that.
Panko. It's a good name.
But that like literally makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Like, give me a good reason why your dog is named that, and I'm not gonna bother you.
But also, why are
Ube? Like, come on, bro.
But also, why are any of these, like, if you were to go to a sesh today,
yeah,
you would find at least 5 or 6 bags that are with
100%
Japanese writing,
100%,
and Japanese iconography that have
also
nothing to do, like, and then you'll meet their team, and they're either like white boys from Colorado, or of a different culture that is not at all from Asia
at all.
Meanwhile,
as a matter of fact,
is weed even legal in Japan?
Correct. It's not.
I don't think so.
And it's extremely expensive.
Yeah, like it's not anywhere near like liberalization.
Right. If you walk into an imported Asian candy store, you will see nothing but what you think is Mylar bags.
Yeah, that's the
But
funniest
it's actually just Asian candy where someone has completely ripped off the bag and just put their logo on it or put their name on it.
I think that's what they're doing.
That is 100% what they're doing.
They're going to like Daiso or some shit, and they're just like, oh, cool, I like this bag. Let me remake it for weed.
Yep. Knowing nothing about the history of the candy, the founder, anything. They're just literally taking it and biting off of it. It's actually crazy. And it is so unoriginal. And we are ready to see more innovation in 2024.
And like a lot of the kind of manga type iconography and design is specifically targeting children, which is equally as disturbing. It doesn't mean that you're making like a sexual type drawing, that it's not based in child cartoon.
Exactly.
And that annoys me as much as cultural appropriation more, but like the fact that this combination,
you shouldn't be marketing towards children, like, especially sexually, especially like with weed.
These bags need, and I don't think that it needs to go to the extreme as like Canada or stuff like that, where it's just like these green or black Mylar bags with like a label.
Yeah, no, that's corny too.
That's like a little sad. But
I just want to see more creativity.
Yeah.
Like do something that's not problematic, and I'll be really excited about your brand. And then like, tell me what the cross is.
Okay, so the requirements are not problematic,
right?
Quality, and don't lie to me about the cross.
Correct.
Why is that so? I don't think I'm that demanding.
People are incompetent.
We
need new people in weed. We're ready for the next gen.
Yeah, I really think that.
100%. We need a refresher.
There's a issue where I feel like the current industry and community of activists and stuff like that haven't really brought in the Gen Zs as much. And like Gen Zs are just like, they still consume, but it's more of like this uneducated consumption.
Yep. The
Pendjamins, which reminds me of like 2016, 2015 era where we were just like getting random cards shipped from California.
I'll be honest with you. It's actually crazy to think about how like our demographic was like the first. I had an e-cig in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like I had the first version. I had a blue.
Oh my God, I was gonna say I had a blue too. Not in high school, but in college, my sorority made me get an e-cig because they said I couldn't smell like cigarettes during recruitment.
Rude.
And I was like, I don't think you realize the level of my addiction.
You're like, I do have an oral fixation, so it's gonna happen one way or another.
And trust me, if this puts me out of recruitment, that's great.
You're like, I would not like to be a part of this.
That's okay too. But that's funny. The blue where it was just like literally a
yeah,
cig.
where you like twist it on.
Mhm.
You have to buy the cartridges. I literally had it in high school, and like the OG, like they would look like a dab pen now, but it's like the ones that you're filling with like
I
juice.
had those. Yeah,
I had that as well. Like with literally with the cotton wick.
Mhm.
Crazy.
I was
So-
like literally with gloves in my parents' bathroom, like assembling carts.
Yes, 100%. I remember
paper
sitting in the
clip.
back of the band room, filling it up because that was the only place that I could have like privacy to do it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So as somebody who came from that generation, and I'm not really like a vape smoker as you like hit your vape. Gen Z, like that is truly the Juul generation.
They are, I feel like they're more the Elf Bar generation.
Well, they've converted. You know
They've
what I'm saying?
converted.
Like they took that and really ran with it. For some
Yeah.
reason, like I should have been a huge victim to that, and I'm not. I don't know why. Like I don't vape. I don't Elf Bar, none of that.
Yeah.
But everybody around me does.
It's crazy.
It's actually crazy.
the
People
amount
who
of-
are not smokers do it.
And that's what makes me the most mad is when I see people who were so anti-cigarettes, which in a way is very good, and they were so like strong during our younger years, and now they're just like continuously
Chronically.
hitting, and I'm like, what is this? You were so good.
You were so good. And it's people.
We were a lost cause, you know, like.
You know what I've heard too? People who vape and then they try to quit, they'll even go to, like, even if they're not addicted to the nicotine, they'll miss the flavor.
That's crazy because I only vape not flavored.
Right. So
Actually,
they'll miss the flavor.
Flavor makes me nauseous.
And then they go and buy Elf bars that are non-nicotine,
I've seen that.
which, you know what? I'm trying to get all my friends on that, at least to
No,
like
it's
get off
great,
nicotine.
But it's just so funny because I'm like, wow, you're really just like.
This is just habitual for you. You can't stop. Anyway, don't do that. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us for another episode of Not For Nothing. You can see us every Tuesday wherever you watch or stream your favorite podcasts. I'm Sarah. You can follow me at How Can I Help You?
And I'm Natasha, and you can follow me at Natasha PRZ or Pussyweed.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.